Welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Nairi and this channel is about adoption, fostering, children with childhood trauma, that type of stuff. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe. So today I'm going to use the PACE acronym. So if you've never heard of PACE, Playful, Acceptance, Curiosity and Empathy. I've got loads of videos on my channel, so check that out, but I'm going to use it differently today. So we're talking about when those challenges come, when we feel a little bit, should we say, insecure about our decisions, and just something else to help us along the way a little bit. And it's just from my experience. Okay, so I'm going to use the first one. So P. Okay, P is for pause. Okay, so what I mean is just stop and take a moment to kind of think about what's going on around you, think about what your child is doing, think about what you're doing, and just stop, basically. Stop and think. What is causing situations? What is causing the good times, the bad times? Just take that little moment. I mean, I don't mean a proper break, but just a pause when you actually think about what you're doing, whether you can change anything, whether you can, you know, what the behaviour looks like that you're dealing with, why that might be. Just that moment to reflect. Okay, so pause. The next one, A, is ask. Now, this is one thing that this is about. It's very similar to the curiosity and PACE. Sometimes we just don't ask. You know, the child's suddenly going off on one, or some behaviour's coming in, or something's changed, and we don't actually ask. You know, I'm sometimes talking to my husband about, oh, why do you think he's doing that? Do you think it's this? Do you think it's that? Well, I could actually ask him. That would be good. And my children are of an age now where I can ask. Sometimes you won't get answers. Sometimes you will get not the right answer, but children often do want to tell you if you'll have the patience to do that. So asking a question kind of rules out things that you may be thinking and clarifies the situation. The only thing I say about that is children can get a bit touchy about being asked directly. So sometimes you have to think about how you're going to ask. There are ways of doing that. Sometimes you can talk through books, you can talk through toys, you can come at it as a scenario rather than why are you doing this kind of question, because you may not get anything back. The next thing is a C. Okay, so this is two-pronged here. C is either consistency or change. So look at what's going on in the house. Do you need to be more consistent? So I've got a husband, so sometimes we'll come at things differently. I'll give you an example. It's just happened this morning. My son is needing to do a little bit of work, maths work at home, but my mum's keen for him to go down there and do a little bit of kind of gardening with her. And normally my husband tells them everything in advance and I don't tell them anything, because then there's no disappointment. And today I've said, oh, once you finish your maths, you can go down to my mum's. And he said, I haven't told him that. So not very consistent, you know. Consistency is really important for adopted and fostered children. You've heard that from me many times, because it's about that routine that makes them feel safe. So have you changed anything up, or are you coming at things from different angles for someone you live with? Have you actually lost that consistency? So remember that it was always bedtime at 7:30 and you've drifted a little bit and you've given in a little bit, and now bedtimes are becoming really unmanageable. That's just an example. Then let's flip that a little bit. Consistency, routine is super important. But remember what I said to you in the beginning about just pausing and reflecting about what is going on in the house. So this video is very much about if you're starting to struggle a bit or challenges are there. And that might never happen for some of you. You may adopt, or you might be fostering and you don't have those challenges. So this is not relevant for you. But for many adopters especially, things do sometimes unravel a little bit and struggles do begin to happen. So after that pausing and that thinking, can you open your mind? Is there any changes you really need to make? And this is difficult. This is quite difficult, because you might have been doing something over and over again which has been really successful for a very long time. But now as the child has reached a different age, so they were 4 and are now 7 and it's not working anymore. Or they were 7 and are now 13 and it's not working anymore. So open your mind a little bit. Could there be something you need to change significantly that is going to make life perhaps a little bit more exciting or, you know, secure? I don't know, whatever. Okay, it's just a thought. And then the final one is enjoyment. Something we forget is that even when we have the challenges, and we're looking at, we've had the child for quite a while perhaps, or even up to a year, okay? So even if you're having challenges, there will be progress that you've made. So even if your child is really starting to be incredibly challenging, there will be progress that you've made. And it's very, sometimes it's very easy to, I know for me, because every day is a challenge with the boys, it's easy to look at those challenges and not kind of home in on the progress, the enjoyment, the wow moments, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes it's important to even write that down. So some of you may know that I make journals out of rubbish, basically. I make journals, and I also like to sometimes write things down. I haven't done it recently, but reflecting on those wow moments, those progresses. I think if you did that, like doing a sort of gratitude journal, you would soon realise the massive progress that your child or children have made. And that puts a different perspective on it, because it stops you looking at everything else you need to do, everything you need to do to help them, all the problems that are ahead, and it starts you looking at what's already happened and how some good things have come in and you've not even realised. So I hope that's a little bit of an encouraging video. So whilst you're here, check out membership. We've got 3 lovely members, Christine, Mary and Erin. So thank you, Christine, Mary and Erin. And they get the opportunity to ask me for specific videos that might help them. They also get more personal videos, because sometimes I will share a little bit more about my life, which is a bit more personal in those videos. There's also a shop, okay, as well. There is a merch shelf, and it hasn't got my logo on it because I didn't think that was exciting enough, but it has got my kind of AI digital artwork on it. So check that out as well. You might like some of that, and I will see you on my next video. Thank you.